All right, check this out. I want to take a couple of different frameworks and modalities and stack them on top of each other. Just for a couple reasons, but mainly because all these frameworks, I think they do the same thing. They show us a lot of ways where we're imbalanced or out of sync or out of harmony or on one far too far on one side of the spectrum. So a few different references that I'm going to make here. One of them is attachment theory. And if you don't know what that is, the basic gist is that how we attach to people comes in a few varieties. One of them is we attach in an anxious way. One of them is we attach in a distant or an avoidant way. And the other is a secure way. And there are more ways than those three. If you're into it, go check it out. It'll tell you a lot about how you attach, how other people around you attach, and how that creates some issues where you feel like you're chasing people around. It also gives clue as to the distancer pursuer model, where the more you try to pursue, the more distance a person tries to get away from you. And then as soon as you quit chasing, then they pursue you. This is in business, this is in personal relationships, sexual relationships, it's all over. And another thing I'm going to layer in here is Jung's archetypes, specifically the lover archetype, which has to do with connection and love, and our ability to form bonds and attachments. And what happens here is most all of us have, experienced wounding through our childhood, and it creates dysfunction in all of the archetypes, but dysfunction in the lover archetype creates a couple of things. One of them is what's called the impotent lover, and that is an inability to love, an inability to connect, form bonds, and avoid connections. And the other side of that is the addicted lover. And this is, gimme, more, can't get enough, love. I'll do anything I can to get you to love me. And this is an anxious attachment style. So what happens is we're all trying to move towards healing these wounds. We're trying to move towards becoming secure, being okay, forming healthy attachments and connections, being in love, and not thinking that we're going to get wounded again, or maybe thinking that we're going to be wounded again, but actually just pursuing it anyway, opening our hearts and being willing to move towards what ultimately is our deepest need. We're neurobiologically wired to connect. And that's from Brene Brown. So another reference that I want to make here that I think is really, really good and goes deeper is The Body Keeps the Score by Bessel van der Kolk, where he weaves in attachment theory with trauma and the ACE study. And the ACE study here is Adverse Childhood Experience Study. And that looks at also how we form bonds, but also how we have certain health issues based off of trauma we receive and experience as kids. So I think because you're reading this, or because you're listening to this, because you're interested in the content that I put out, you're wanting to grow and you're wanting to change like me and like a lot of people. So keep moving in that direction. The healing occurs when we tell ourselves the truth. We actually move towards and we metabolize the pain of being unwanted, being unlovable, and coming to a more solid place of gravity that we can orient around, that we're okay, that we're lovable, that we're important, that we're significant to people. So one of the great things about this human experience that I believe we get to have is that we get to learn about these things, and we get to heal them, heal these parts of us that are desperate and dysfunctional and distant and needy and flat or avoidant and all these different things, and moving towards connection. So the little bonus round I got for you, the extra credit I have for you here is a couple of questions. And what does the childlike wounded part of yourself need in order to gain gravity and security? What are you needing? We all have an inner child. Maybe you're not communicating with it well. So slow down and connect with that part. And the second thing is, what can you do to support the important people in your life when they're embodying the wounded part of themselves in situations too? So thanks for your time. Have a great day.